Huh. Testing, testing. This is Steven Sanchez. I'm trying to begin maybe some kind of, well, I've seen these before, video documentations of what you would say to something or someone or the public, but I'm having a bit of trouble going out and seeing people because of my situation and how it requires me to be busy most of the time. But the thing is that everybody else is kind of busy all the time, and being busy is a understatement. You can't really be busy if you're doing something that's gonna take away from what the busyness is trying to do. But as much as I like to explain what this could be and my visual presentation of who I am and how I'm appearing on the camera that I'm recording myself on, I could spend all day talking here, but because of my this is something new to me, and it's just strange, but I feel in many sorts of ways that I've come to, well, meet others and see how much they'd rather not talk about a lot of serious things that go on with people, and how we can all kind of express all those feelings in such a quick fashion that we just move on and continue on. Well, that's the thing about the whole love thing, where I can seem to want so many things right now, but everything's telling me that well, yeah, it's not for me. And when as much as I'd like it to be, well, it seems like I'm supposed to be working to make myself more comfortable so I can bring in the comfortability to somebody else's life. But it seems a bit selfish at times when you're starting to see how that's what they want you to do, and you're like, okay, just be selfish to get to a point where you don't have to be selfish. But then it's like, well, it's taking some time to get there, and I'd like it to be there now, and everybody would want things to be there now. And so, as much as there is to talk about, there really isn't anything to say, because I don't have to say anything. But I don't have to be here. I don't have to be making a video. I don't have to be showing my face. I don't have to be introducing what this is, and maybe even getting out whatever I feel about what I've been seeing and what I've been exposed to on these devices that I have and that I've acquired and I've gotten fairly familiar with. But in whatever scenario I find myself in, it can make itself known by dingling or making a chime and saying something is there. And because people are on our phone, we tend to put some importance to it, but we forget that the phone is not them. And then sometimes things can occur, and then we put some humanity in the phone. You want to save the phone, you put yourself in danger. That's never. Anyways, I've been seeing some things, and I've been meeting people without meeting them somehow, but because of how things are in this realm of social connection, you can meet people without really meeting them, but it feels just as close, but not really. And well, there's a lot to go into, because I'm being exposed to all these things that even as a kid I probably wouldn't have run across all this. Like, I'm running into things I don't want to see as an adult. So what makes me think that as a kid I would want to see things too? And how do I put this? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good that can come out of everything we're doing, but because we're trying to figure out how to benefit from it in a way. But I mean, well, it's because that's a good thing. So if people can figure out how to benefit from things and then show others how to benefit from things, that would help everybody out. But as much as I'd like to not go everywhere with everything I'm trying to say I am. And so I have to bring it back to what I'm trying to explain, because there's something going on with my I'm trying to be with my family and talk to them, but my my attention is is it's being sent to somewhere where I'm supposed to just accept it, and I can't. I can't just let myself be taken advantage of while I'm being caressed into slumber per se. Like there's something going on where they we're we feel bad, but we make ourselves feel better in such a strange and or so in such in many ways, and it takes from us a lot of our. Oh look, I have hands. Oh look at. But as much as I want to be more presentable and explain things and maybe even lose some weight, it seems like I've gained a bit of weight, but I'm trying to understand why it's been so difficult to make my presence known here on this device when everybody, it seems like I've been seeing faces everywhere, and it seems like everybody's been influencing everyone. And then it turns out that I've been, well, preparing for whatever this was, because I was a kid like everyone else, but then there's people who were kids a long time ago, and now I'm in a place where they were told where they would get out of being a kid. But like the thing is that getting out of being a kid is, they tell you, is understanding that you're gonna be taken advantage of, that you're a person that's gonna have to work for someone else to be able to work for yourself one day, when you realize that everybody's been working for themselves since we started. It's just that now there's some common agreement that we're like, yeah, kids can't really do anything about their situation, and we kind of just brought them when we saw fit or not. But the thing is that, well, now I'm here experiencing all these emotions and falling for people I can't really get in contact with, and then trying to express myself to my family in such an aggressive fashion, because I'm like, man, this is frustrating me. I'm tired of talking to myself like as if nobody's listening, and who's really doing the right thing, and you say you know what to do, but then it turns into this whole thing of well, yeah, I mean, exactly what I'm running into right now, where like I run into things that I can't explain at the moment, but I'm pretty sure my mind's already figured it out. It's just I can't seem to put it out into words and continue to focus where I'm trying to go with this. But I've been talking for 8 minutes so far, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking like myself. But what does that mean when everything we have to accomplish has given us what we have right now, and then we see where we lack. We see who doesn't have it. We see where it could go if we did have more. But then we see how there's some people who can't seem to have anything, because if they do have anything, they put it to extreme some extreme and I'm just watching myself talk while I'm recording here on this laptop that I acquired myself through some work that I did, and it's wonderful. I can express everything I want to, but I'm running into situations where I'd like to involve myself in, but it seems like, well, the same thing that happened in school is happening just now. everybody's made their own groups, and they have their own idea of what's okay and what's not. And so now there's a bunch of people who have a bunch of things that I run into, and I'm not really interested in seeing. And they're like, well, just don't use your phone, just try to avoid everything. Well, it's kind of, well, I think that's kind of where the whole thing of following people, and you're gonna be able to see things you like more, and all that. But that's the thing, like that's probably what it is, isn't it? Because I don't follow anybody. I'm not seeing the interesting things that I want to see, and I'm in a place of where I'm just being shown a bunch of the stuff that's being put out by everybody, and then I can't believe the things I'm seeing sometimes. But as much as I'd like to aid the situation in a way where you might be interested in what I have to say, when everything that I'm saying has probably already been said before. But I feel like maybe there needs to be more people saying it, because everybody's saying things they shouldn't, and the things they should are being buried. And I'm trying to make music to make the truth more appealing, and trying to help you grow grow mentally, and growing mentally will help you grow physically as you start to understand yourself better, and you'll be able to feel the muscle outside of what that is, and what that means. But for now, my talking in riddles, and my awkward blinking because of I have the fan on, and my eyes are getting dry. But I've come across things that I've been made aware of as of being present for once in a place that I used to ignore so much, because I wanted to know people around me. And well, the thing is that school was kind of fast now that I'm here. It was pretty fast now and I feel like everybody kind of tried to tell you that, and it happened really quickly. And well, now we're in a school outside of school, and it's more out of control, and everybody seems to know that you're either looking for others or not. And if you're not looking for anybody else, you're distracted by things that aren't how do I put this? Well, it's because distractions try to keep your, how do you say, we try to divert our eyes away from things we've come to realize so much already. So I love seeing people. They're all so beautiful and amazing. Even people who think they're ugly, they have such a normal look to them. Everybody just looks like themselves, and I can't help but appreciate that. But the thing is that there's a difference when it comes to the rolling of what's going on. Like I'm being asked to work, but when I work and I do the job that I have, I do it so well that I become a problem for the people who have been doing it wrong, and then I'm asked to do it wrong with them. But if I don't, I'm a problem. And so that's kind of where I'm like, what should I do about this? And so I've taken it upon myself to begin educating the air, because the air seems to care more about what I have to say than some people. And while I'm trying to get my mind off what I've come across, when my world's been turned into this thing where I'm wondering why I'm having such a difficult time finding moments at a time where I feel the most here or alive. Well, it's because I felt here all the time. I was here when I was here when I was a kid, and I was here when I was now, And being a kid, it was difficult to listen to all the adults tell you that you had to, well, to wait for a lot of things, and we were mad about a lot of things that we had to wait for, and we wanted it then, and then and then and then, and all to get here now and want it now too. But whatever we want, it's I'm I can only get it gradually. I'm only able to work towards it so I can show it at the moment for myself. But then we figured out a way to immortalize that. We figured out we can record ourselves using some item, or doing or saying something, or doing something, and watch ourselves do it as many times as we want. But the thing is that it's always gonna be the same moment you did that thing on. So now you living this present moment is even better, because now you see that the present moment has the present moment has so much to do with ah, ah, ah. The present moment has so much to do with our capability, and we know this already, and I'm trying to join everyone. I'm trying to help everyone see how we're working in jobs that don't that well they're making things for people who could care less of their product, and that product involves so much of your longevity and your feel good and your the ability to have the the capacity to bring in more, and have your mind open to the possibility of what we can do as people, since we're so phenomenal. But we can also be so unphenomenal, and unphenomenally. I would like to apologize for everyone, because it seems like everyone outside of me has a way of living that can go against mine, and as much as I try to forgive everyone, I'm sure there's gonna be a time where there's something I can't forgive, but I'll let God forgive that for me, and understand that, well, the thing is that I'm supposed to forgive that too. That's the crazy. I'm not a sinner. I'm not a sinner, and that's what I need people to hear, because there's some thoughts that I have in my past that I need to put out. But the thing is that people want to make you believe that you're something of a bad person, because that supposedly we all sin. No, we're not sinning. We're people. We're doing things, and we come across things that make us feel terrible, and you make rules, and so now there's this thing called sin. And so when you are going through all these emotions and feelings, you see how you know the good, you know how to tell apart from what you should be doing and what you shouldn't. And the decision that you made to do the wrong thing was conscious. That you doing that conscious decision of deciding whether to take an action in that direction was up to you. And when it is, it can lead somewhere that can cause this whole destruction of everything, and you wonder what it was. And if nobody explains to you all these rules that we've fortified, we've established as solid, because of how many people get hurt by them, because we're all born new, we decide to share with others these ideas that could be construed or manipulated or changed, because I'm saying all these words that sometimes, well, like right now, I'm pretty sure I didn't mean to say a lot of that in the way that I did. I meant to put it out more organized and better, and try to make myself look better. Well, because I'm trying to say something good. I don't want to say something terrible. I don't want to say something that's gonna affect you negatively. But because of how we are, negativity's just there, trying to fight it's how much positivity we already emit. And so while I'm here adding to the situation in person, because it seems like the personal look of a person becomes more of a familiarity and comforting feeling of knowing that somebody's there. But the thing is that the computer isn't enough, and I'm running out of patience. But I can't. Like, I have so much patience that I'm still here working out how I'm gonna help everybody who's not figuring out what I'm figuring out right now, because I'm always figuring things out, and I found out how to help everybody. Do you want to know? Like, but it's because, like, the answer's been there. Mm. We seem to have trouble working out a lot of things with ourselves because we have ideas that make us selfish. They're ideas that have this undertone of wanting something in return, because that's what we're told we need to do. We need to give to be returned. But now I'm sitting here forced to make my face known in a place where I ignored so long, because I'm starting to see how how un how putting my face out is not as bad as I thought it would be. Uh, Having my voice be finally being able to be seen with myself here, and me being able to look at what's going on in a well, in this light and in this position I'm in the life I've been given, trying to get as much as I can, when all I have to do is talk to this camera that everybody has can have. And the thing is that we all have this person on us, and then we figure out how to well, control it, how to make it move, and try to make it say things with the words we learn. But then the words you learn, they have this definition behind them that we all learn. We all learn all these definitions. We learn these words. We talk to each other and communicate. But then there's this aggression that comes with everybody's dislike towards one another. So I saying things to other people is to let them know about their idiocy. It can sometimes come across as rude, and I see that, and that's why I avoid all that in general. I try not to yell at people things that they don't want to hear, that things that they're I wouldn't want to hear, because I can see how there's so many of us who are well desperate for some serious education, some serious learning of all. But people want to learn easily. They want it to be able to, they want to be able to understand it as soon as they come across it. And I'm trying to help them do that. And I've seen how there's people who already do that. In the process of me coming out into light and becoming more aware of where I am as a person, because before I was only in school. I was only able to visually be there, and I'm like, I don't know anything outside of this. I go home, I play video games with my friends, and I go back to school and I learn things, and then I go back home and I eat and all that. But now, as an adult, I'm being told that to live, I need to work to be able to earn a living. But the thing is that I've been alive all the time. So what's going on? There's people who don't want to help. There's people who want to do other things completely against everything that it means to help people. and so they made it difficult to become bad, I guess you could say, because you're here, you have to go to this place to work, and they evaluate you, they watch you work, and they make sure that you're capable, and if you're not, they usually get rid of you. But the thing is that getting rid of you, it doesn't teach you anything. Well, sorry, no, getting rid of you shows you how much you were missing, how much you lacked in oh man, it's because, so I'm running into things because, so if all these things that I'm mentioning, if I'm not succeeding, it's because there's a problem. And if there's a problem with my succeeding, where is the problem? And normally I can look for it and I see where it is, but the thing is that with there being so many of us around, the problem becomes me, because I'm trying to fix everything, but everybody's trying to fix it in a different way, and then my fixing becomes something that I have to explain to them. Because, so how do I put this? I'd really like to not have to explain a lot of things like everybody else, but it seems like they're, as people, the things that I do want to explain, I would hope that inform you or fill you in as quickly as I want you to understand how much I care about you, how much there is to give out after learning that you're capable of greater things than you've been led to believe, because of how we're all growing up and we're all figuring how we have the things that we have because of everybody who's been here. All to run into the problem where, like, now I'm talking to this camera, and this camera, and I can't seem to to really grasp why I'm so fascinated by what's happening here. But at the same time, I'm also a bit, how do you say, I'm excited. I'm feeling a lot of things right now because this is the first video vlog recording I've ever made, really, but about a lot of things, because I was having a bit of trouble speaking to my family because they didn't really want to hear about everything that's been happening, and a lot of people don't want to hear a lot about things that are happening. So you try to explain to yourself why is everybody ignoring everything, and why is everybody trying to go about their ignorance as if it wasn't happening. And that's because the ignoring is pretty easy. Like I was, how do I put this? Ignoring can be pretty easy. Ignoring can be pretty easy, and it'll put you in a place where you're capable of being, well, manipulated and used as help, as like, yeah, like, put that person to use. They're not putting themselves to use. But as long as well, it's because that's kind of why people are they run into so many things, because there's so much that there could be explained to them that isn't, that I seem to know, that was explained to me, to try to now explain it in video all at once, to try to explain to everybody who needs to hear it, while at the same time trying to not make myself sound ridiculous, because I'm trying to make my presence known in a fashion that will appeal to the generation that's looking to live and have, grow and prosper and and accomplish the things they see and within them. So because seeing is so It's I'm not able to to put as much as I can't I can't really say as much as I thought I would at the moment. And I could maybe cut what this is into parts, which is why I probably was gonna have to do, because at the moment I've been recording 30 minutes, been talking for 30 minutes kind of, but the thing is that this recording wasn't made until now, which I've been living for 24 years, and I've been seeing things, and if I didn't live this long, this video wouldn't be made. And the thing is that obviously now I'm capable of making another one. I can probably make a second video of whatever this is, but why should I? Because it's gonna help me express, how do you say, put out what I've been trying to say to my family, because my family doesn't want to hear it, because they've seen how it's, cause I've lived with my family my entire life, so they know what I have to say is what they've been hearing, and it's my seeking for an escape from what living with my family is, because but it's just, my family is so important to me. How could I live without them? Why do I want to move out? Why do I want to go somewhere else? Well, that's the funny part. Like they question me there. Why are you here? Why are you still here? Why are you not looking for somewhere, for somebody? And I am, but the thing is that in seeking that, I've come to conclude that there's so much being taken from everybody to feed that idea that we all need to be, well, we all need to be doing something that we don't. Like there's an idea that people put out. They're like, yeah, you can do this, and then people start doing it, and then it's done. And well, what difference did it make? What difference did I make? What difference am I making now with this? And how is it being taken? Is it being heard all the way through? How should I perceive my situation after watching myself talk this way? And do I like hearing what I'm saying? Will I continue to add to whatever my destination would be if I could see it now? I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't really need much. Like my world seems to have no debt. Like I'm not in any financial holes or anything. It just seems that the financial hole is already there. Like I'm like right outside the hole, but the hole is getting wider, and I seem to be almost slipping in. So I'm trying to stay out of it by starting to make this presence here known, because it seems like if you're not trying to say your idea and express how much you disagree with something, you're gonna be ignored. You're not gonna you're not gonna be listened to at all, and you didn't put out what you wanted to say. I didn't hear it. I didn't get to hear your opinion. There's many of us that we look for compassion and companionship in others. We look for in here, and where I'm gonna be putting this video, trying to say things as in leave something in my comments, or leave something that I can read that will change the way I'm thinking. In the case that maybe you might say something that's gonna spark an idea that will change the world. But the thing is that I don't need that. I've made myself an ever-changing idea, to the point where now I've come to conclude that everybody around me has been mistaken. They're being taken advantage of. Everybody, all of us, everyone who's poor, everyone who considers themselves struggling financially, they're in a a situation that they're supposed to be able to to escape. But as we continue, we make it more difficult for ourselves because we become more full of bad ideas, and we try to explain to the children, we're like, look, you're gonna grow up, you need to follow the best ideas you can, because if you don't, you're gonna end up somewhere you don't want to be. You're gonna be making mistakes that you're gonna be talking about later, and so I learned about a lot of things. I stopped breathing through my nose, and I stopped inhaling through my nose. My nose has nostril hairs for a reason, and it seems like I I've had my breath since I can remember. I breathe as much as I do, and at the moment where I'm living here in California and uh, in Los Angeles, Baldwin Park, where we love our place, where we want to help everybody get better, because it seems like we're all struggling to get a grasp or grip, whatever it could be that has my attention right now. Like I'm here trying to figure out why everybody's passing away and why everybody's getting sick about everything in all these forms. But it's because it's right there. It's just we're all living inside some. We're living inside a place where we're experiencing life, and there's some of us who live somewhere where there's something that's giving us something we don't need, to put it simply. Like we don't need to be breathing in things we don't need to be breathing in. We don't need to be drinking things we don't need to be drinking. And well, as much as as I want to help my situation before I can help others, helping the situation means understanding how I'm being constantly fought by this psychological warfare that goes on between what we are. But at least it's more psychological than watching somebody destroy another. And I've come to realize a lot of things about war, and a lot of things about education, and where we are, as in we've made a state, a country where we realize that we're capable of everything, where we need to have some control. So now there's people outside of that, and they're outside of the party. Like they want us to fight wars with them, because they see that we're only helping. Like we're how do I put this? We have a giant fleet of army. We have a protection, defense. We have this dedicated these dedicated soldiers that defend us, because they see how everybody outside of it, anybody who's trying to get inside of what this is trying to is fighting a lost cause. They're gonna be wrong all the time, because we're telling them, you can join us, you can come here, you can learn how to do things, how to be a good person, and involve yourself with the education and the intellect that they've shared with us, everything we've learned as people, to come together and be part of this united nation that we have, that this United State. That was because that's the thing, like, we're United States because there's still a bunch of decisions that need to be made, and outside of that, well, we could always start adding more states and start defending them. But the thing is that the more space there is to handle, the more people will see how I'd rather there I'd rather we live close to each other, somewhere where we can have space, and it seems like there's plenty of space everywhere. We just can't seem to focus where we want to stay, and that's because we want to be everywhere. We want to be able to live in all these different places that we can see and take pictures of, because I want to paint everything, but I can't paint fast enough. I can't paint fast enough to paint everything I want to paint, so I'm trying to realize that it's a lost cause. Like I'm only painting for myself at this point. Like I've offered to paint for other people, but in return I look for money, because I, at least like that, I know they'll put some more more thought into what they're buying, and maybe will help me financially as a person who's being told that he needs to have money to live, when, well, yeah, people we could all just ask for things. We can ask for things. We ask for things. We get donations. People can ask for food. You get some food. But the things that we all don't want to have to be that way. We all want to be able to grow our own food and make our own things and have our own ways. But sometimes others know how to do things better. And so now I'm here and figuring out that or how do you say, I'm here trying to put everything out on the table and adjust myself accordingly to the situation that's consuming me, because I'm so thoughtful. I'm full of thinking that everything I look at and everywhere I see and who I am, it just accumulates into this person that I am. Also, I can explain to you that I remember that everything I've come across, it's affected the outcome of what is happening now, and my decision making is always in your best interest. But because of how it's in your best interest, it's abused, and people see that they have the opportunity to do something something else, and that something else can be anything else, and that's something I can't decide for you. And well, I'm glad that I have this ability here that I wouldn't have had without having come across everything I did. But now I'm an adult who's being told that I'm supposed to, well, enjoy myself, and I'm watching all these people supposedly enjoy themselves, but the way they enjoy themselves is completely against the ways that I've seen, like, take care of us and or show or us. How do I put this? My enjoyments are very simple. I mean, that's because that's the thing. Like, I want a family. I want to be able to support myself first. Like, before I even think about having a family, I figured I needed to support myself. So how do I do that? Well, I get good at everything I need to. And so I did, and I figured out how to fix everything I needed to. I figured out how to work things out, and things that I don't know how to fix, I come across and I figured it out again. Anyways, I figured out how to fix it. Everybody can figure out how to fix everything that comes across them, and well, some people might just take a little more time doing that, but that's where they'll spend their time. That's where they'll put out that energy of that, or that that movement, that action, that constant living of why I'm here and why do I look like this and why am I like, it's just today. But anyways, myself has been more or less trying to adjust this situation for myself, because I'm not liking a lot of the things I'm seeing, and the things that I'm seeing supposedly I'm supposed to accept. Oh yeah, I don't think so, man. Like, that's not right. It's not okay, and so I'm glad people are taking action. And that they're making people make, how do you say, finally we're having an identity. We can finally know people, who people are in a deeper way, because before there was people who didn't want to have a face because they wanted to do things that people couldn't remember. And it's just like, how do we keep everybody safe from that? And so I feel like technology is a grand idea for that, that we can all finally, well, yeah, like that activity is seen. Like if I pass away, I'm sure that my profile should slow down pretty much all the way. I mean, unless it's being continued without my knowledge. But that's the thing. If I pass away, it's my knowledge is in is in is in God's hands, and I'll try to explain how much I appreciate that everybody's trying to live a life that will make them feel like they're living when they've been living all this time. All to be able to one day maybe find the moment to indulge in something that you usually go against, but you've been telling yourself that that's not as bad as a lot of other things people do, and there's a lot of things people do. So what do I do? Should I add to the situation in a terrible way, as in say everything that I shouldn't say, or should I continue doing this thing that I'm doing, where I'm thinking about exactly how to go about the situation that I'm coming across, because a situation that I'm coming across, because it's full of decision, and it's full of everything we have, and I could organize more of everything we have, but it's just not up to me. Everybody else has their, everybody else is outside of me, is the one who's doing all that. I'm just here witnessing and experiencing the results as of my actions, because I've also assisted in all these companies that have well picked up from my work, and I'm sure there's many ideas that I've given that have changed so much, that completely make my reality something else, because I've seen how correlating things occur, how I see coincidence in things that I set up. Like I went there. I knew in a sense that was gonna happen. And the thing is that my problem here is that I did that knowing that I wasn't really going to be able to control it. Like that's the thing. Like my life, the life that I'm looking for, the life that I'm looking for, I can't sustain. I'd have to give up everything that I know to change my situation in living, and to support myself. I would have to support myself. I would have to, well, think about more things. But the thing is that I've already figured out how to support everything, because it's just that now I'm realizing, because I'm content, because I'm happy, I can have more, and in having more, I can start to see how much more happy you can be. How much more happy can you be? So much more. So much more happy. So much more happy to be everywhere, everybody. And death doesn't have to be sad. Death can be something we, well, sorry. Death doesn't have to be rude. Death can be normal. It can come back to passing away slowly in your in your time, as in like a old person who grew out of being able to care for themselves. So it's like getting back into being a baby, but now you have support from the life that you made. But now that's the thing, like, because of how we live, everybody's passing away here and there, because of how we use these tools that we use tools that multiply our ability by many times, many times. And those tools, they're completely, they're right there, they're in front of us, but sometimes they don't even look like tools anymore. They're just, or sometimes they don't even look like, they don't, these sometimes this help doesn't look as as obvious as you would think. And I started thinking about all these situations on my computer, my phone, my car, my music, my paintings. It has it has to do with everything, and everybody does. So how do I add to your situation without destroying mine? Because I'm trying to help you, but my help involves changing everything you know. And that's what they're telling me, that they want to help me, that I'm supposed to give up my life to go work to make money that I can see for the most part not mine. Like it's it's used to accommodate the lifestyle that I'm living. But if I'm not trying to have a lot, then I don't need, I don't need to be I don't need my life to be taken so harshly. I'd like to live my life throughout my life. I want to live my life throughout my life. I don't like the idea that we're working to live our life at the end of it. And I think everybody's coming to see that everybody's rounded up. Everybody's finally understanding each other, and we're hearing things out, and it has a lot to do with what this is, this technology that we're given. Finally, be able to share the idea with so many people at once, that it not being heard is almost impossible. So while I'm here sitting for as long as I can be, like, I guess I might be getting tired of looking at myself too. But the thing is that I would like to be able to eat better, and dress better, and have more time to to clean, and do chores, and all that. But when you have a job, it seems like that when you have a job here, or where I'm, or at least the way that I'm living, it seems like getting a job is kind of to more or less to distract or how do you say, to keep the man busy enough for him to see that he only has a small span of time to really put to use into something extraordinary. And so that usually involves a woman. So the woman was made the man's prize, but the woman isn't a prize, she's a woman. And what people are doing is that they're starving the man, and the man is going out to look for women that they're not going to be with forever. And that woman continues feeling like she's nothing, because that guy that came to use her in that way was only there for that reason, and not to take her out of it. And so how do I take a woman out of that idea, when they tell you that women who are for the streets, are there for a reason, and all this. And it's ridiculous, as they're using us to make money, because that's what they've been told is what they need to live. So how do they make money? The easiest way they know how, by giving something that makes them feel happy. And so, as much as I'd like to make money from my pleasure, I can't, because if I did, that would completely ruin the momentum of the practice that I've had to acquire these skills that I've gotten to be able to bring to you what I am now. And the thing is that this person talking now what is it gonna do to you? Like, is it gonna change how you perceive my creations, my music? Is it gonna change the way you want to to behave, how to perceive? The thing is that there's so much going on, and there's so many people trying to help, and so many people who could care less. There, this is a perfect opportunity to explain. And as much as I'm gonna keep caring, as much as I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep doing everything I have to try to figure my way out into a situation where I fit, where I can feel like I'm part of the puzzle, not like I'm, how do I say this? Well, because that's the thing. Like, the I'm not a slave. I'm not. We're not slaves. We're people. We're as much as we can be accused of all these names. I understand that I'm willing. I'm more than willing to give my help willingly, but unwillingness to do things also has its, how to put this, my unwillingness to do something usually means I'm thinking about what's happening here, and and I need to make sure that I'm okay with doing that. And like my talking, like right now, if I keep going, I might say something that I need to fix, or I would want to maybe go back and say again, but I'll just keep talking. But the thing is that I'm I'm glad that everything's lit up in this direction, because for once it's made everything obvious. It's made everything stand out. It's made everything clear. Where we're able to see everybody in 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 the ideas that they have. So how do you make your idea known? There's people who make comics there and make their own little character, and have a story. There's people who write books and explain a lot of things there. And I have a lot to say about everything, but because I'm worried about how, I'm not worried about, I'm here contemplating about mm, why why I sat down here trying to explain what everybody supposedly already knows. Well, that's the thing. Like, people want to feel good. They want to have parties. They want to add more. They want to be part of something here. And well, there's times where we say things that we didn't really mean to, or we did, but then they didn't turn out as we wanted. And I guess we're supposed to forgive that. And maybe if I'm more open to to being a bit more more grotesque, or more vulgar, or but that's the thing. I don't want to be. I don't want to be more disgusting of the I'm already disgusting as it is. Like, I without even trying, I sometimes say things I don't want to say. And it hurts me to know that there's people who just completely went into that realm of just saying everything so completely wrong that it I can't even help them out of it anymore. And well, as much as I'd like to say what I really feel about a lot of the things that I'm being exposed to, I'm being brought in front of, there's gonna be some time between this video and the next one. I'd assume I'm probably going to maybe even finish here, but I don't think so. I mean, it's because that's the thing. Like, that I'm coming to realize that there's so much that these people have thought about that now me coming into this world where we were told to prepare for, mm, has the same feeling as it always did. Like I still feel like that me from before. I still feel like I'm learning what I'm supposed to, and if I don't feel like I'm learning what I'm supposed to, I can feel it. I can tell myself this isn't right. Like this is not what I want to be doing. And sometimes, yeah, they tell you, yeah, you're supposed to be doing that. It'll help you to do something later. But the thing is that sometimes you can even see that you doing that thing is not right. Like I was working at this place and it changed. It changed, and it had many evolutions it went through that I'm pretty sure I had a lot to do with. And that's the thing. Like as much as I like helping, it gets to a point where I run into something that some people just don't want to be helped on, and they decide to ignore you, or ignore others, or or just take into consideration, which I appreciate, taking into consideration ideas that we have, and or at least running them through your head again, and having your time full uh, of revolution, of everything you can run through your head. Well, just because, well, after finishing whatever I'm saying here, I'm probably gonna go back to mindless, mindful in. uh, there's so much to there's so much that I can do and say and have, but as much as there is to understand and grow, I'm here to present myself. I worked all my life to become okay for you. Okay for who? Okay for you, because I cared. I saw. I witnessed how all the adults, they were having fun. They were making their time, and we were having fun in school. We were making our time, but there was something wrong with everybody. There was a lot of confusion about what we were and why we were going so far as to do things that we would feel later in gravity and in a so I can finally talk to the camera. I'm able to maybe even look like this, and I don't know what this is gonna do, but this is supposed to be looking at the camera and make you look like you're looking at somebody, but here I am, and this is me, and I've been taking a break from video games. I have another channel, Suragama-san. That one does have a bit of digital indulgence, but that's the thing. Like I realized that a lot of those games, they're full of a lot of things that I was ignoring as a kid, and I was hoping that war wasn't actually happening that badly or something, but I'm told it is, and that's so ridiculous. Who's not understanding that we're not supposed to be dying like that? Like why aren't they just completely? Well, it's because I'm pretty sure that's why we're winning. That's the reason we're winning. Because we figured out that we're not supposed to be doing a lot of things, and so we made ourselves an army, and we're starting to defend. But we're not supposed to be interfering with the conflicts from outside. We're supposed to be here, and people are supposed to want to bring their goodness and their their wealth to prosper this place. But the thing is that this place can be everywhere. The United States can expand. It can bring in everybody, but then we can't do it all at once, because people, if we do that, there will be some kind of corruption that's involved in there. And how can we avoid that? How can we avoid everybody from from these bad ideas that people have, that I'm not having, that I'm trying to, that I see that myself, like, has this thing. Let me not go there, but uh, I'm I'm coming across these things that I'm seeing change my patterns of thinking and actions, and it makes me feel sometimes like internally, like internal agony, and sometimes I want to feel like I'm okay. So what do I do is I make music. I talk to myself about everything I need to, and I look to my family to sometimes maybe even see how much they're not able to hear me like talk about this. Like, it's too serious for them. They want to just go back to their phone and continue watching all these entertainment shows that are made to completely ignore everything serious that's going on. and and I, as much as I appreciate the help to distract, like, I need things to get fixed. So how does that happen? And the only way to fix things is to explain it in this way, so you understand, because it seems like all these children are running the place, and um I'm here too. So as long as I'm having these ideas and able to make it, to somewhat put them out, and try to accomplish some sort of content for this computer that holds everything that I that I put into it. But the thing is that as I finish, as time keeps moving, as I'm going forward, I see how much more I can put in here, and how much more there is to say, and how much more that everybody wants to hear, so they can say that they how much everybody wants to hear, so they can say that they heard it somewhere, or or be able to to say it themselves. Like, that's the thing. We're all sharing these ideas. I'm sure people want to hear them, and if you use my ideas to sound smarter, that's good. But the thing is that now I'm also an idea that will help you make more ideas. And that's what we all are. We're all this idea of ideas, and we have an infinite amount of creativity that we can put out as people, and combine each other, and we keep living, and we enjoy, and we have, and we make, and we experience, and and we get tired, and we grow bored, or we grow weary, and we want to go sleep. We want to go not think about things, and that's the thing. Like, I can not think sometimes. I was talking to the Chat GPT the other day, and I made this post on my Instagram, and it added how the chat was, well, it wasn't human, but it said that if it was human, it would think. And that's the thing. Like, as a person, I can think, but I can also not. Like, you don't have to think. Sometimes you can just not think, but a robot doesn't understand what that means to not think. Our not thinking is so thoughtful that it makes everything happen. Like, we're capable of so much, and when we do put thought into it, we make things, and we create these worlds that we wouldn't have imagined, but that we wouldn't have imagined if we did, but we did. And so the world is made, and so now we're experiencing it in this form. Like I'm watching myself on screen on a computer that has buttons on it, that has letters that I can combine, that will make words that have definitions. And as much as there is to bring out and have you here while I'm informing you, or going through my thought processes as I run across as I it's because I'm having a lot of things happen as I go on, as people, they tell you, they're like, they don't care, they're like, I'm doing this because I'm myself and I'm gonna put this. And well, they care so little that they don't see I how I watched, how I saw, how it happened. And so now I'm supposed to get thicker skin and grow unfazed, but not unfazed, because then you're cold. And that's the thing. Like I I I figured out that I needed, how to say, I silence is pretty nice. Like I like to not say things, and it seems like a lot of people know that. And so when you're not saying anything and thinking about things and going about your day, well, that's the thing. Like there's people who wait for you to not be saying anything to start saying things. And well, here we are. Like I'm saying things at this moment because it's a good time. It's when I saw that everybody was was listening. We're all here trying to understand why it feels like we're living in the past. Like it feels like the slavery is now. It feels like the infidelity is now. The the cruelty is now. It's not. We need to get rid of it. It's supposed to be gone. It's not supposed to be there all the time. And if we're all behaving better, the misbehaved become obvious. As much as I'm getting tired of hearing that, the thing is that people keep coming, and they're gonna keep making more people, and it's gonna be more people to have to speed up. How do you say it? Bring everybody, catch everybody up, have everybody here, learn everything that they need to, and they have to. And what does that mean? What's that mean? There's so much to have. There's so much to do. There's so much to accomplish, and having isn't enough sometimes. Having isn't enough. And if I could just maybe conclude where I was going with this, but the thing is that it's because that's like I said, I could just come back to this and maybe have a conversation about something more direct, because I'm not feeling the best. Like I could feel better. I could do more. I could have more. I know there's more to have, and to have more, you need to be able to put out. But why would I put out something that's gonna take from you? Why would I put out something that's gonna remove your ability to see me in not a bad way, because like I really don't want to. I don't want to do anything stupid that's gonna cause the world to turn on me. And the thing is that everybody's always doing dumb things, and that's why everybody's forgiving and everybody's doing all this. But there's so much to cover that me mentioning the the conflicts that I could cause, it's an understatement. And and so much is understated. So I can try to state it here because I think I've had a dream about this before or something, but I was talking to the camera, and I was saying how I was saying the last part. Anyways, I'm coming across a situation where I'm willing to understand that I'm probably thinking about the right things, and that I'm probably understanding what I am, and that there has to be some sort of idea that I have to get through. Like all these things that we're learning, all these words and pictures and scenes and movies that we're making, and having them implemented in a world where we're able to just consume it and call it a day is filling what I know with memories that aren't really there. They're lies. The movies are stories that I'm asked to remember for the entertainment purpose of remembering, and I can do that. I can remember movies, but like I said, I've I've practiced a lot of what I do to be capable of remembering so well that I love what I see in person. But I'm starting to see so little in person, because in person it requires me to go give my life up for currency, and in return be able to spend it where I would want everybody else to be. And and as much as I'm here, I'm not, because I'm on this computer, and there's people who do things without me. They're gonna go on, and I was only a thought. I was only an idea that crossed your mind because it it, it was relevant, or it kind of correlated, or it made you think about something that somebody once said, or it brought nostalgia, and that's the thing. Like I'm supposed to continue going as if I didn't know, as if I was okay with it, when in reality I'm not. When I'm not okay with a lot of things, but a lot of people don't care. And what does that mean? So a lot of people don't care. So what? I'm just not supposed to care either. That's not. That doesn't sound right to me. So that's kind of why I'm here trying to care in a more careful fashion, because my caring in community wasn't working. My caring in working with everybody out in a job that nobody wanted to be at really wasn't working. I wasn't able to get far. I wasn't able to see my future. And now doing this, I'm able to see more of myself than I ever could. And everybody can, and everybody's seeing that. So what does that mean when I can't finish, when all I have to say is something that everybody's already heard from somebody else, or they will hear, and I just have to continue knowing that I saw what I did, and that there's a lot of things that I'm going to come across that supposedly I have to work out, and I have to to adjust, and to help the situation. Yeah, like, yeah, it's gonna be more things to do. There's gonna be more work for the living. But that's the thing, like, it's not supposed to be work. It's supposed to be action, and we're supposed to be able to enjoy that that work it takes. And if we can't enjoy the work it takes, it's because there's something going on, because we're we're being overused, and we're not given the space to feel like we're taken into consideration. And well, that's the thing about everything today, that everybody wants to be considered. And so I considered everybody. Everybody's considered. But now in that consideration, everybody needs to be here. Because if they're everywhere else, they're not here, and they'll continue doing what they believe is right when it's wrong. So uh, I'm I'm not unhappy. I'm not I'm not I'm alive, and I'm doing good, and I'm here, but it seems like life keeps coming, and if I stop anything, really, the life starts falling, and or life starts to dwindle, and and unravel, and turn into this thing where, like, you weren't supposed to fall that long or that far. But the thing is that, like, the bottom shouldn't be so bottom either. Like, there's so much to say. I'm going into many directions, because I didn't really come here with a plan of how to record this. I just wanted to put this recording out, try to explain how I was feeling a little while ago. But the thing is that there's so much to say. What should I say about everything? And so that's why I was starting to make music, because it seemed like the entertainment part of music was a big thing for me to be able to combine the information with something that you'll want to hear. And, well, I don't know what you don't want to hear, but I do. Like, I if I don't want to hear it, for the most part, I'm sure most people don't want to hear it. And, well, that's according to my judgment. And if I judge things very strictly, even those people that are doing things they shouldn't can't really complain about my things, because my music is so clean. But it seems like I'm getting tired of being clean. Like, I want to be able to be dirty here and there, but the thing is that being dirty it's not, it doesn't make me feel good. I can't right now. I can't be dirty when I can't be dirty when I'm already, like, I don't have anything right now. I can't be dirty. If I'm dirty, I lose all the work I've put into being so clean. Like, I work so hard to avoid saying so many things that I heard, so I could one day maybe make up for the friendships that I had that showed me that I didn't want to be so terribly, like, terribly mistaken about what we are, and how we should be treating ourselves and others. And so now I'm talking about all this all at once, and making an hour long video, which 30 minutes ago was 30 minutes. But it's not even an hour, it's another 30 minutes, but an hour 24 minutes. Can you believe that? I'm here sitting where I can sit, because this is where I put my chair. And a video that's highlighting what I am, or how I'm in person for once. How I'm capable of putting out a video like this, according to me specifically, because before I was I was in control of others. I was being told what to do. Go to school, learn this, learn that. Don't do this, don't do that. And now I'm able to make more decisions, more coherently, more awake, and if anything, and it's safer. It's safer. I'm glad I didn't have to take that other direction of of saying the most outlandish things. But sometimes that it fills the air with something other than things that make you think so much. And if you don't want to think about things, well, that's a problem, because not thinking would cause there to be not thinking. No, that's dumb. So, so I'm glad that there's thinking. I'm glad there's no thinking. I'm glad I'm going nowhere with this at the moment, because I need to stop at some point. But as much as I like to watch the things happen, I see the beauty that there is, and how much I'm capable of having, and how much I could have if the world was more fair. But they tell you life is unfair, but that's not. It's just rigged. It's made to support the idea that we're supposed to be sleeping with each other, and that we're supposed to. And because that's the thing, like, there's something that people understand that they don't want a lot of people to hear, and that's because they're in a position where that's the only thing they know, as if they couldn't learn again. And so we're over here realizing that we're able to sleep with each other so much, and that everybody's wanting each other, and we have these moments of urges that are so strong that cause us to make decisions against everything that we've worked for. And now I'm unable to talk about it, because if I mention it, my whole family goes on this whole thing about they don't want to hear it, because it's so real. It makes them feel again, and people want to live better, so they ignore a lot of things, and what they don't ignore, they face. And here I am facing everything for everyone, like everyone.